Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And man, this is a name I haven't heard in a long time. ProZD. Do you remember this guy? This is a guy who
Yes.
a couple of years ago was going on about how voice actors needed to play roles that were, like themselves, that there was a lot of racism and you shouldn't be
They
race
were back on the
bending.
stay in your own lane thing was going on. They're basically like,
Right.
you can only voice characters that look like you or identified as you or whatever stupid bullcrap they were going on about.
Yeah, that would have been like 2020 where a lot of voice actors were being pushed out of roles because Black Lives Matter, and it was overkill. We had a couple people voluntarily step down, but they were going through the entire animation industry and literally just pushing people out that were not of the same race as their characters to the point where it's ridiculous. Like even with X-Men 97, they pushed out the voice actress of Jubilee and brought in an Asian voice actress just to make sure, we stayed in our lane, and he was a big advocate for this.
Oh, yes, because he thought it was going to benefit himself.
And then he started complaining a couple of years later that he was only getting Asian roles. Oh my God.
And there wasn't enough.
There weren't enough roles. Imagine that if you limit your options. I mean, again, I want to reiterate, back in the 80s, we had black folks playing white folks, Asian folks, whatever. It didn't matter as long as the voice fit the character, right?
Yeah, and I mean, we always had like people who were casting for voice actors who just listened to the voice. They wouldn't even look at people a lot of times because they were trying to find the right voice for the character. They didn't care how you identified. They didn't care what you looked like. Were you the right voice or weren't you? That was the question. And then they had, this person was one of the people who was screaming the loudest because they thought it was going to get them more work because they'd fire everybody else to put them in. Except then they realized, wait, there aren't a whole lot of Asian characters that look Asian. They're going to put me in for, and then it was like, oh, this is a problem.
Yeah. So that happened. And apparently, he took a white role. People called him out for his hypocrisy. Because
how dare he stay in your own lane?
Well, that's the thing. That's how it works, right? And this is what's so damn weird about it is everybody's like, stay in your own lane, but also we have access to all the white roles too, because it doesn't matter if we race bend white people because they're not, they're not minorities. It doesn't matter. And it's just a very, very weird situation. I don't think it's really happening as much as it did, but 2020 through 2022 was like, you had to, even if you had voiced a character, like the guy did the voice of Cleveland, he had to step down after like 20 years. They basically pushed his ass out, your old white ass out, which I didn't even know the guy until more recently was even a white dude. But
everybody thought you were black too, so hey, there you go.
Everybody thought I was black too, yeah. Then we colored the avatars. You're like, wait, what? But maybe I am, and I'm just pretending to be another race just to mess with everybody. That'd be funny.
He's not.
But yeah, so this guy, so then he took a white role, and people were like, yeah, you're a hypocrite. So now he's rage tweeting. I'm rage tweeting. Yeah, he's rage
tweeting. Yes,
he's rage quitting Twitter, rage tweeting, and having a meltdown, and he's getting called out for it. And this is what you wanted, though, right? I mean, this is what you wanted. You got what you wanted, and it sucks. But there it is. So let's talk about this. We're going to look into this situation. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
See, I had to do that. I had to make a mistake. So the AI at YouTube knows I'm not an AI because I'm so damn perfect any other time.
Yeah.
That you should see this stuff.
I like to tell him he's right. Anyway,
you should see the stuff we cut from this show. It's crazy. Anyway, go out to Kickstarter, Glowing Ghouls, Retro Halloween, Glow in the Dark enamel pins. You have a week. This is Geeky Sparkles campaign. She's making pins. She designed these pins. These pins are cool. They're going to glow in the dark.
And the witch pin.
Yeah, the witch pin's
going to be added today. Today, right?
I'm going to try to get up tonight. I had to finalize the artwork.
So today or tomorrow, and then you can buy just that pin if you want just that pin. You don't have to buy all the pins. You can buy just that pin, or you can add that pin to your orders.
And we do make pins. We've made lots of pins. We have a lot of experience making pins, and we're getting better, I think, with each batch. So check it out on Kickstarter. All right, let's look at what he said first. And then apparently it's even made Sports Skeeta because the guy is such a meme. Yeah. So Pirate Nation has it. ProZD is it Sungwon Cho left Twitter after criticism for voicing a non-Asian character, despite advocating that voice actors should match their character's race.
Yes.
He complained about being typecast in Asian roles, but faced backlash for hypocrisy when he took a white character role. Instead of retracting, he doubled down and played the victim. Voice acting industry needs reform. We'll likely see more of his hypocrisy on Blue Sky. Yeah,
is that where he went? I guarantee
I'm sure
it.
they all go to Blue Sky.
Yeah, I want to scream over there because people will agree with him over there. They think
until they do one little thing wrong, and then they get,
So what's he gonna do? Go to Blue Sky and say that people should be allowed to play whatever role they want after he got done saying that you should only play roles that you identify as? And he thinks Blue Sky is gonna agree with him?
Yeah. Hey all, this will be my last tweet on this platform. He says, I will no longer be using Twitter after this. If you look at the replies of my latest announcement tweet, you'll see a lot of comments like this. This has been going on for years now. While the normal procedure has been to block and move on, I truly don't think Twitter is worth it anymore.
And nothing of value was lost.
In the past, I have expressed that I think diversity in casting is important. It's a complicated topic, but at the end of the day, I still stand by this. I think it's important for all voice actors to be given an equal opportunity. Wait, what?
I thought you said they have to, if it's an Asian role, that it should only be you playing it or someone like you, that white people shouldn't be allowed. But now that it's bit you in the ass.
Yes.
But speaking of criminal behavior, can we discuss about the fact that they don't understand what capital letters mean?
I know. He's
Would
too
you
sad.
Please stop with the lowercase. You look stupid.
He's too sad to capitalize.
Millennial. No offense to other millennials who don't do this. I'm just saying it's usually seen with millennials.
All voice actors should be given equal opportunity, except those whiteys. And I think there have been positive changes on that front. A lot of bad faith arguers have tried to paint me as saying things I've never said. Actually,
people did say it. There's screenshots.
Yeah, people are like, hey, this was just 2 years ago. I got an audition for prominent cartoon where I was sent just the Asian character. Looking through the rest, I told my agent, hey, I'm happy to read for this, but can I read for some of the others? To which I was told, all of those characters are drawn as white, so no.
That was after he was having a hissy about speaking. You only could do what you identify as.
To add extra insult to injury, the character I got sent was labeled Middle Eastern, Southeast, or Southeast Asian because, that's all the same, right? You can just lump them all into one. My agent told me this is just how some major studios are doing things now, in part because of people like you who complained that you had to stay in your lane, right? Naysayers will go, you don't want, he just had a total meltdown. If your entire main cast is all white and you have one token side character who can apparently just be any type of Asian ever, this is not a level playing field. He thought there'd be a lot more roles. I think these people thought, especially they were going to walk into like anime and be like, well, since all the characters are Japanese, technically, we're going to do all the voices. Actually, you know what? If you want to, you want to do that, just have Japanese folks, only Japanese folks, because all Asians are not the same. So only Japanese folks can play Japanese characters now. And that means all these other people that shot their mouths off for years, they're not allowed to anymore.
Right, pretty much, yeah.
No Americans.
So, to his point, though, he does say that they tried to make him, do something that speaks in Mandarin because all Asians are not the same. And he's not wrong about that.
No,
all
he's not wrong about
the
that.
Same. And they said it's the agent's decision and that, this is a new way that the casting is going. They're doing this way because people were screaming and screaming and screaming that, oh, it's not fair. Because they honestly thought, if they demand it, they would fire the white people and put them in.
Yes. Well, that's okay. So that's where, so he's going to rage quit Twitter now. It's where Asmongold stepped into it. He said he never believed that shit to begin with. He just used it to bully companies into giving him roles and to disadvantage his competition. Completely deserves all the hate, turned the industry toxic, and now the toxicity has turned on him.
Yeah, this is it. It's like y'all want to push for this. Eventually it comes for you. And then you want you were going to say, okay, there's going to be more for me if I push everybody else out. But then you're going to have to put your money where your mouth is, which means that you can't play any other roles outside of Asian characters.
Yeah. I mean, look.
Not all Asians are the same as you, as he admits. So it's even more limiting.
Yes. And that's the thing, right? It's they have documented all this, Sportskeeda. They have, let's see here. Oh, this is a YouTube video where he's talking about it.
Real quick, do you remember those commercials? Like, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not a red hair, blue eyed ginger, or I am a red hair, blue eyed ginger, and I play one on TV because you have to be what you are. So I only can raid for red hair, blue eyed ginger characters or black characters because we're basically the same thing.
But that's the thing. Like, if you're really a good voice actor, and this I could go down this road, because I have with cartoons, like I want to hear the character. I don't want to hear. No offense to Chris Pratt, but I don't want to hear Chris Pratt as Garfield.
No,
And Chris Pratt
I like Chris Pratt, but yeah,
right. And when you get celebrities, like if you've got someone who you can't even picture their face, but you just hear the voice, you're like, oh, that is this character that I love. Growing up, many characters that were, a big deal on Saturday morning cartoons, a lot of them white characters were voiced by Black or Asian actors. We did not know. It didn't matter because they're voicing those characters. And Rainbow Bright was a little black girl.
Samurai
Gadget.
Jack was not Asian.
Samurai Jack was not Asian, but then Phil Lamar now is like, no, we need to do this where everybody stays in their own lane. But I'm like, but wait a minute, dude, you've voiced like everybody across the spectrum.
A lot of people don't actually believe what they're saying. They're just saying it because they have to say it to keep their jobs.
Yeah,
and if you're a minority, of course you're going to say it because you're going to be like, this might be more opportunity for me.
And then when the pendulum swings, and that's what's happened here, is the pendulum has swung back pretty hard. Now, in the case of, we talked about Cleveland, and that was really insulting because they went and got a sound-alike off of YouTube to play Cleveland. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the white dude originated the role. It wasn't a problem for 20 years until suddenly it was a problem, and it was very fashionable to just toss people overboard. And it only lasted for like 2 or 3 years, but it was enough to throw kind of a wrench and everything. But then what happened was, I think in some ways, this and all the drama around voice acting, because there's so much damn drama around voice acting now. Like nobody knew who these people were 20 years ago, 10 years ago. Now there's so much damn drama around it. I think they're going to speed up the adoption of AI.
I was just going to say, it doesn't matter. I was going to say this earlier in the video. It's not going to matter anyway. They're just going to replace you all with AI.
Yeah, and then you don't have to worry about it.
That's right. Don't worry. Trust me. I don't think that's the right thing to do. That being said, if you're a pain in the ass and you're perpetually a pain in the ass, and if the industry and all the fans keep screaming all the time about this kind of stuff, they're going to do it because they don't want to listen. They don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah, and the same with the the dub actors and the translators, the localizers, all this stuff. In Japan, especially, they're already working on it. The Japanese voice actors who don't cause any drama for the most part. They don't cause any drama. They just do their job and collect their check and go home. They're going to be able to also voice the English version of the characters, or the Spanish version of the characters.
If you can have the actual voice actor, who's the original voice actor, do your same language, your English language, whatever adaptation of it, it's the same voice, you're going to want that.
Yeah. I mean, because it's going to be more authentic, right? I mean, it's more authentic. So you should.
I think I've told, speaking of authentic voices, I've told this story before. When I was in France, I was right high school into France, and they had Scooby-Doo on there. And I was so entertained because Scooby-Doo's voice was incredibly deep. And like, that's like Scooby-Doo, but he was like, Scooby-Doo-Doo. I was dying because I'm like, that's not Scooby-Doo's voice.
Oh God,
and they thought it was crazy. It was so deep, and it was like Scooby-Doo-Doo.
Scooby-Doo-Doo.
And I was just like, what the hell is that? It was funny.
Yeah, it's always weird. Like I would see Smurfs in another language or something, and I'd be like, what the hell is it? It's weird to hear it sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. This is this is like the last gasp, I think. And every time people like this cause drama, it is. I know how corporations think, and these executives are quietly like, yeah, is the technology there yet? Can we just do robo voices, because we're getting really tired.
I don't want them to do robo voices. I really hope
ideally no, but from their point of view, they're like every fucking it's not as bad as it was, but there for a while it was like every fucking week there was a drama with a voice actor, dub actor, or somebody.
That being said, though, if they can take the actual Japanese actors and anime and stuff and use that, they sound like a real person, or but they're still doing the work, and they convert them to an English, with their voice, and they're agreeing to it. That's cool. But it also is putting people out of work. So I can see both sides of the argument on that, even though I'd rather hear it in the original voice actor's voice. But that being said, I just think back to this whole point. You have these people, and they're out there like every time you turn around looking for some gotcha moment, to try to get, and make no mistake, it's just about pushing people out so they think they're going to get more. That's what it's about.
Yes,
we said this about comics for years, and it's like, they're going to come for you. they're just going to come for you last. And that's
Yep.
what we kept telling people. And that's what happened in comics. That's not what's happening in voice acting, because you thought you were going to push everybody out. You were going to get rid of the competition. And then everybody was going to forget. But they didn't forget. They remembered. And then when you take a white role, they're like, hell no, because you were the ones saying you shouldn't take white roles.
Yeah.
Or people and a lot of these people like Phil Lamar, so I think are going along with it because they want to keep their jobs.
And he seemed pretty cool. We talked to him at the convention.
He was. We had pancakes.
Yeah. We had pancakes with Phil Lamar one time. He was a nice guy.
We were in the same green room. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Back when people liked us. But it's like, yeah. I mean, I just think people look. People are people, and people are going to do whatever benefits them the most, especially in a highly competitive field. So, I mean, I'm just seeing a lot of really scuzzy behavior, and just talking about the voice actors and even artists and whatever. It's like they're kneecapping other people to try to get ahead, and they think it's going to work out and that they're going to get that, but then they're going to get the role or whatever. But then it turns out that they just look like douchebags, and they just kind of hasten the demise of the whole industry for everybody. Because if you can replicate James Earl Jones, you can replicate ProZD. I'm just saying.
Right. But I just think the karma is warranted, and I'm gonna go where people will appreciate me. I don't want to be called out for my consequences. What's that? So.
Well, it depends on what and he was doing. I think he was doing Genshin, and that whole scene is like those guys will eat you alive. So good luck. Good luck with that. Anyway, are we gonna wrap it up?
Yep.
Let's wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.